smiles shining, they all dare. Tougher, fists held high. Warriors fight till the night says die. WWE, where battles divine. Every broken bone, all by design. Chained to the thrill, they let it be. This ain't a game, it's FWE. FWE, where battles define. Every broken bone, all by design. Chained to the thrill, they let it be. This ain't a game, it's FWE.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our go-home show for Clash at Coruscant. As we are inside of the Fantasy Dome, Seth Cole alongside my broadcast colleague Jack Mitchell. Jack, as we are on the eve of our upcoming PLE, certainly some sense of concern for our Triwizard champion.
Absolutely. That definitely was one of the more vicious backstage assaults I think I've ever seen from the Shadow Lord. We still have no idea who the heck he is, and he just took out our Triwizard champion.
Got Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker making their way to the ring here.
All the way to the ring at a combined weight of 364 pounds, the Republic!
Getting ready for some tag team action, and I mean, you kind of go back to a couple of weeks ago when we saw RJ Bishop come to the defense of Cole Eastwood, taking the Shadow Lord out of the equation. We saw the following week the Shadow Lord hit RJ with a choke slam, and obviously with what we saw backstage, apparently what this, I don't know, this rivalry or maybe this sense of feeling of disrespect here by the Shadow Lord, whatever it is, apparently he decided to take it to an all-new level. Now, we do understand that RJ Bishop is supposed to be involved in a six-man tag later on tonight in our main event, teaming up with the Rockers against the Disciples of Darkness and Gaston. The last we know, RJ is currently receiving medical attention in the back, but there's certainly got to be some concern about if he's even going to be medically cleared for tonight's matchup.
I guess there's only one way we're going to find out. We're going to have to see if he is able to go by the end of tonight. We're going to have to get an update on that as quickly as we possibly can.
Rare occasion we get to see Kyle Matthews and Dylan Young, the Thrill Seekers, tag up together as they get ready to take on the Republic. Of course, we know at Clash at Coruscant, the men's Disney tag team titles will be on the line. The Gotham Inmates, Penguin and Joker, taking on the current champions, Leonardo and Michelangelo of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Like, if now would be a great time to secure yourself a win in the tag team picture if you're either of these teams, whether it's the Republic or the Thrill Seekers.
We obviously have seen cover here after a big suplex, almost a brainbuster suplex there by Dylan Young on Anakin Skywalker. Obviously, we've seen both these individuals kind of go for gold in the singles category. Dylan Young, a three-time Triwizard champion. Kyle Matthews, we've seen him fight for the Cruiserweight Championship. We saw him, of course, team up with Liv Morgan back at Resistance, but first time we're really getting to see if there is chemistry between Dylan Young and Kyle Matthews here of the Thrill Seekers. For Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker, they were already put together tag team, but at the same time, when you kind of consider the two of them, is there chemistry between those two, or do we see maybe some egos get in the way?
Well, I would hope not, but you never know. I mean, Anakin, he tends to be a hothead every now and then, which I hear is not the greatest thing for a Jedi.
Big dropkick there by Obi-Wan Kenobi. One step ahead of Kyle Matthews. Saw the tag, cuts Kyle off at the pass, realizing the fresher man was coming in. Obi-Wan very, very smart, very ring savvy, and we're seeing that here. He's trying to wear down Kyle Matthews, take away his vertical base. We've seen in the past here, specifically back when Kyle fought Cruiserweight champion Carson Gum for that title. Kyle very deceptively powerful. We also saw him kind of take it to Dominic Mysterio back at our last PLE at Resistance.
We certainly did. I mean, that was an exchange. I feel like Kyle was almost waiting for that match to happen. Kick to the knee there. I'm going to work on Anakin Skywalker a little bit more here.
Irish whipped off the ropes. Big slam by Kyle Matthews. Takes Anakin right down to the mat. And now working there on that arm. That would be, I believe, to take away one of the biggest moves in Anakin Skywalker's repertoire, that forced choke slam.
Anakin's stuck in the wrong part of town. And Kyle, I mean, you talked about the deceptive strength. It is definitely on display as we got a cover here. Shoulders are down. Obi-Wan breaks it up before a 1 count.
Gotta wonder, I mean, you know, normally this is rather early on in the matchup, relatively speaking, but Obi-Wan apparently feeling that maybe Anakin wasn't going to be able to kick out of that move. So does that mean that Obi-Wan a little bit worried that right now the Thrill Seekers have the upper hand?
Possibly.
Reining in left hands there. Oh, and a big knee right up under the jaw, maybe to the side of the face. Obviously, huge impact, and now a shot to the gut. Obi-Wan all of a sudden turning the tide in favor here of the Republic, and as you mentioned, a big opportunity here. We haven't really seen these two tag teams in action all that often here in FWE. A victory here tonight could end up giving you some momentum to try and get into the conversation for future #1 contendership for the tag team championship belts.
Anything can happen if you get a win. Well, Kyle gonna fight back. He's not the legal man.
Yep.
Has to get out of the ring, but he's been in the ring for quite a while, and he was only just recently able to tag Dylan in.
Oh, wow.
Gosh.
Discus forearm springboarded off the ropes there by Obi-Wan Kenobi, almost blindsiding Dylan Young.
He's gonna fight his way out of this hold, though.
Big uppercut there by the former champion, an individual you've been in the ring with multiple times. Probably know inside and out here. I mean, for Dylan Young, how do you think that he would do meshing with Kyle here now as a tag team individual outside of being a singles competitor?
Well, so far, I feel like he's done a pretty good job of this matchup, but he just lost his focus there. I mean, look at him. He's taunting the crowd right now. He's got to stay focused on who he's in the ring with, because that tag just happened, and if Anakin didn't attack him right there, he probably wouldn't have noticed who the legal man was. He probably still doesn't. He's going after Obi-Wan right here.
Locking in an armbar here on Obi-Wan, who is not the legal competitor. This is giving Anakin Skywalker, after that belly-to-belly suplex, lots of time to recover. And there you see another mistake by Dylan Young. That big reverse kick right up under the chin, right into the goatee of Dylan Young. And all of a sudden, Anakin is in control.
Might have busted him open with that shot to the head.
Just raining in the right hands, maybe onto that open wound. Yeah, I believe it's the left eye that got lacerated. You can see it right there, just in front of the left ear. There's now frequent tags here by the Republic. Actually, it looks like a couple of places that Dylan might have been busted open. Looks like there may be a wound on the right side of the head as well.
Dylan taking all kinds of punishment, which I feel like he's took a lot of punishment as of lately, so he's probably, there's a nice drop kick, he's probably, that might be a reason why he's getting himself back involved in the tag team title picture with, or not even the title picture necessarily, but just in the tag team picture in general.
Facebuster by Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Dylan gonna break that up. Yeah, to your point, not only a rivalry with yourself, we saw him in a lengthy rivalry with Jack Sparrow as well. Apparently those wounds have not healed. It didn't take much for him to get busted open again. Now Kyle, you got to think that with Dylan being busted open, maybe the weaker of the two individuals, this is now putting a lot of the pressure on Kyle to have to try and bear the weight for his team.
And from that last camera shot we just saw, Dylan wasn't even on the ring apron. He might have gotten back up there now, but Kyle's going to have to hang on and endure for a while, and this is not a good time to be stuck in the wrong part of town. Oh, a reversal.
Nice back elbow, trying to fight out of the opposite corner. Ooh, not sure what he was going for there, but it looked like Anakin was able to float through it. Now puts Kyle into another corner, and this may not be good. Kyle Matthews hoisted up onto the top rope.
Oh,
Anakin, oh gosh!
Oh.
What balance by Anakin Skywalker, the almost mule kick there, right to the side of the head. And now tags Obi-Wan back in. Republic doing a good job keeping a man fresh here in the ring with these frequent tags.
That Jedi wisdom that's coming into play there for those two.
Second rope springboard moonsault by Obi-Wan Kenobi. You see Dylan is back up on the apron here. Kyle will probably be desperate to try and make a tag, but gets turned inside out by the clothesline. Here's the cover by Obi-Wan. Oh, and Kyle's able to get the shoulder out at 2.
Not a whole lot of life in that kick out, but enough probably to send the message that he's not quite done in this matchup yet, but again, stuck in the wrong part of town. He might as well be after this.
Double team, back body drop. High impact for Kyle Matthews. He's come crashing down to the mat and now to the outside. I don't know if he's necessarily safe there. Anakin gonna take a chance with the senton, and he'll score.
Thrill Seekers have not really gotten anything going in this matchup so far.
Oh boy, it's been a while, but it is the most overused move in fantasy wrestling entertainment. I feel like it's been years since I said that. Oh, gracious.
I feel like it has been a little while since we last saw the 10 beats used there, but here's a nice move by Anakin. And I mean, while that was all going on, while the crowd was counting the 10 beats, the referee, Ernest Wright, was counting up to, I think, 7.
Oh, gosh. Did you hear the impact there? The heel of the boot to Dylan Young's face.
Look at the punishment.
Yeah, Kyle's the legal man, though. Dylan's not legal. Anakin's got to get back in the ring.
Gonna hit the reverse GTS and then work his way back in the ring. Kyle, I think, was thinking about delivering a cheap shot. There's the forced choke slam.
And that's going to probably have to be it. Dylan Young is down and out here on the outside. Obi-Wan going to make sure he doesn't get involved anyway. And the Republic pick up a decisive win here to open up the night.
It's about as dominant as you can get.
I mean, Anakin was like a one-man wrecking crew for the final 5 to 10 minutes of that matchup.
It really was just a dominant performance from these two. Definitely have to keep their names in mind for a potential future tag team title opportunity.
Well, up next, Hardcore Champion in action, Fatal 4-Way.
Clash on Coruscant, sparks in the air, blades ignite and no one's spared. The towers tremble, the ground will shake. In the heart of chaos, a legend we make.
We are certainly looking forward to that upcoming PLE 1 week from tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Fatal 4-way match. Making her way to the ring, representing the Bad Girls from out of this world, Girl Dynamite.
And we now get ready for a Fatal 4-way eliminator match for the Women's Hardcore Championship. Title is not on the line here tonight, but could be at one of 2 results. We could end up having one of the 3 non-champions put themselves in the conversation for future #1 contendership for the Women's Round of the Hardcore title, or all 3 of the current non-champions could find themselves completely out of the title picture if Jessica Shelton ends up winning here tonight.
Again, I think the important thing to keep in mind during these eliminator matches, we have to pay attention to whether or not the champion is the one who is pinned or submitted. You can still win this match and keep yourself in the title picture without pinning or submitting the champion.
And her opponents, first representing the Queen from the People's Republic of China, the Ancient Nightmare.
Well, interesting so far in the 2 women that are looking to put themselves into the conversation to try and fight for the Women's Round of the Hardcore Championship. You've got Gamora, a former Women's Disney Tag Team Champion Mulan, a former Women's Universal Champion, ended up winning the title belt in that 2 out of 3 tables match against former champion Elizabeth Swann back at Paramount.
Elizabeth Swann, of course, will be in action later tonight. She's going to be taking on Ursula in a #1 contenders match to try and get that title back. At a 162-day title reign.
From Richmond, Virginia, Awesome Brooks.
All from 2 women that have held some type of championship gold here in FWE to a woman that's still searching for her first title here in the organization. We've seen Autumn Brooks fight for the Women's Universal Championship. We've seen her fight for the tag team titles and has been unsuccessful in both cases. What also makes this interesting is she's looking to become #1 contender for the Women's Hardcore Championship. If you remember when she was looking to fight for the Women's Tag Team titles, she had a mystery partner. That mystery partner, the current holder of the Hardcore Championship, Jessica Shelton.
A little bit of friendly fire in this matchup coming up here.
Autumn Brooks, a member of the Rockers. We're going to see her fellow faction members Cole Eastwood, Anthony McCurry, and our main event later on tonight, 6-man tag team matchup. The status, though, of their partner in that matchup, RJ Bishop, the Tri-Wizard champion, still a giant question mark. We're trying to get updates from the back. As far as I've last heard, he is still backstage in the trainer's room receiving medical attention, but we don't know anything more than that.
I mean, we honestly may not find out until that match starts.
Women's Hardcore Champion, Jessica Shelton.
I started talking at the same time as Mike Rome there, but yeah, we might not know about the status of RJ until the match starts. And I mean, we're gonna hear his music and he's gonna walk out to the ring or not. So hopefully RJ's doing all right.
You just joined us here tonight. We ended up, just before we came on the air, we were given footage of something that happened earlier this afternoon. RJ Bishop backstage doing some promo work and was attacked by the Shadow Lord. We saw him get thrown off of a scaffolding into a spotlight, run into numerous window panes. I mean, a lot of heavy impact stuff. RJ did not look like he was in the best of shape during that brawl backstage, which, let's be honest, was completely one-sided as well. And we are still trying to await as much updates as we possibly can on our men's world champion. Is getting ready here for the bell to sound. Jessica Shelton potentially could end up finding out the new #1 contender for her Women's Hardcore Championship, or she could take all 3 of these women completely out of the title picture. There's no title on the line, but in a fatal 4-way, Jess is definitely at a disadvantage. I say that, and yet we ended up having back on Christmas Day, we ended up having that Women's Hardcore fatal 4-way matchup where she ended up, I don't want to say dominantly, but I think that's about as well as you could say it. She ended up completely annihilating the rest of the competition, which at the time was Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, and Black Widow.
Almost a who's who of names in that competition as well. So, come on, nobody home on that top springboard attack. But yeah, I mean, this would be rather large if Jessica was able to pick up the victory in this matchup. Obviously, it's a fatal 4-way hardcore match, which means no DQ, no countouts. Wouldn't be surprised to see some weaponry introduced later on.
Jessica Shelton's held that Women's Hardcore Championship for now 71 days after she won the title back from then champion Wonder Woman. Just a 2-time Hardcore champion. And look at this, couple of teammates back in the day, now working against each other here. And Jessica Shelton and Autumn Brooks, big spin kick there by Jess, takes Autumn Brooks down. And you can see with this being a hardcore type matchup, fatal 4-way rules, no counts, no disqualifications. Gamora not afraid to bring the weaponry in the early going.
Eating share shots immediately.
This is a first pinfall, first submission wins but it has to take place inside the ring. So you see referee Ernest Wright just letting everything play out on the outside. His job does not begin until we have two competitors inside of the ring, which, whoa!
Oh my! And a kendo stick shot for good measure.
I
That's
think
just
Gamora
evil.
was going for the both of them, and the C's part at just the wrong moment.
It's bad enough to land on the floor, but then you land on the floor and then you're immediately getting a tap on the kendo stick.
Lon had a kendo stick there. Jessica Shelton was able to preempt her, knock the kendo stick out of her hand, and now,
That might have been a mistake.
yeah. She deposited Mulan back into the ring there for Jessica Shelton.
Jess has nothing to worry about if Mulan stays down for long enough. And now
All
everybody's
four
going to
women
get back
back in the ring here. Oh, both were
of them
going
go
for
for kicks,
some types of
nothing
kicks and
connected.
both missed. That one didn't miss. That one connected.
Covers in.
Disaster kick here. Gamora, I don't think, realized that there was a pin. Did Jess kick out before one?
I think she did.
Uh-oh. Might be looking for that running hip attack. Scores it.
Oh,
Cover is in. Mulan is going to notice it in time.
still in the ring, hasn't left it since she was back in the ring one-on-one with Mulan, but Mulan just hit that clothesline and he goes rolling outside the ring to safety for now, but an attack from Autumn connects, and if Autumn is able to get a pinfall or submission on the Mulan, oh gosh! Stairs being thrown again. I mean, it's nothing new, but it's
Not
still
at all.
brutal.
Not here in the Fantasy Dome. Neckbreaker by Jess. Inside of the ring, big roundhouse kick, dims the lights of Autumn Brooks. I thought Mulan might consider going for a cover there. But instead, big knee. Drops Autumn Brooks back down to the mat again. Mulan, of course, that karate's type background, laying in the chops and the kicks.
I don't know why she's not going for a cover, though. I mean, she's dishing out all sorts of punishment, but at some point,
There it is. Here's
Here
the
we go.
cover. Cover is in. There's
What else is
nobody to
cracking?
break it up. If Autumn hadn't kicked out, that was probably going to be it. Gamora and Jess were nowhere close to even knowing that pinfall was taking place. Oh! Superman punch by Mulan. Oh, hold the phone. Oh! Autumn was able to block it.
Rondo still has her down, and now she's going to go outside the ring. I don't know if this is smart. I mean,
No,
you want
I-
to focus on who's down inside the ring. You have a perfect opportunity.
I don't agree with that at all. Well, now a little double team working together there. Gamora and Mulan taking down the current women's hardcore champion. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense because you want to take Jess completely out of the equation right now. You don't want her winning this matchup and taking both of you out of the title picture.
That's meant for some kind of roundhouse kick there. It didn't connect. Autumn catches Jess. I think Jess might have been heading to that side of the ring to look for a weapon underneath the ring. Oh!
First
Instead, she'll just
GTS.
find the kneecap of Autumn Brooks.
Big clothesline by Gamora. Oh, and then meets a big boot by Autumn.
More quickly back to her feet, though.
Just now getting back to her feet. Mulan is currently down. You know, I was kind of looking at this in terms of experience in a hardcore type environment. Obviously, Jessica Shelton would be the most adept to it, but you've got, of course, Mulan. We mentioned that she ended up winning the Women's Universal Championship in a tables matches. Oh, look at this, chicken wing submission, and Mulan was able to get out of it very quickly, but to my
fast.
knowledge, despite being a former tag team champion, of course, ended up winning the Mixed Match Challenge tournament with yourself. Just tried to steal a pin right there. I don't really think that Gamora has been in that many type of hardcore matchups, and Autumn Brooks has been in none, so maybe a little inexperience on the part of those two. We'll have to see.
Maybe a little bit, but they certainly know what they're doing in this matchup.
Side Russian leg sweep. by Gamora. Right hand's reined in, and now it's Gamora and Shelton standing tall.
Gamora,
Well-
that's a huge clothesline. I was going to say, she had that mistake earlier when she dove to ringside and didn't connect, but she's still holding her own in this matchup. I say that, though, when she's down. Thanks to Jessica.
Gamora's tag team partner, Nebula,
Ooh!
of course, a former tag team champion as well with Gamora, but she's also held singles gold here in FWE, a multi-time female fighting champion. For Gamora, if she's able to get into the title picture here for the Hardcore Championship, maybe even win it, that would be her first singles title here in FWE, as Autumn with the cover here on Mulan. Oh, and I thought maybe that Jess wasn't going to notice that, but at the last minute, at 2, able to break that pinfall up.
Barely able to break it up. Now Mulan has Jess. Jess goes outside the ring. That's big. That's a huge deal, because if she's able to get in enough offense on the Autumn, Autumn is down.
Oh, another massive clothesline there by Gamora. Oh, and Mulan's going for it
look out.
again. She missed the first time. Autumn was ready for it. Can she connect this time? No! Again, Autumn had it scouted and hits the DDT. I'm not sure why Autumn's bringing Mulan to the center of the ring. There's no rope breaks in the Fatal 4-Way.
Probably was thinking about a submission. I wanted to make sure it was locked into the middle of the ring. Big kick, though.
Oh, now
There's a
what is Autumn
submission.
set up for? Maybe sharpshooter? Sharpshooter locked in the center of the ring. If Mulan taps, it's over. Is anybody get in there and break that submission?
She's tapping.
She's tapping out. Autumn Brooks is going to win this Fatal 4-Way.
Here is your winner, Awesome Brooks.
But you mentioned this earlier. She did not pin or submit the champion. So does this put Autumn in the #1 contendership, or is this maybe just a step towards it?
I think it might be a step towards it. We've seen in the past, people will win these Fatal 4-Ways without pinning or submitting the champion, and then they get a one-on-one match with the champion later on. So I think we might have to look forward to that at some point further down the road. But coming up next, Jasmine is going to take on Wonder Woman.
Jasmine looking to prove her worth after she did not help the Disney Queens regain the tag team championship. She gets the Amazon up next.
Power up, feel the fight, it's the punches flying through the night. Power up, make it loud, mushroom mayhem through the crowd. Power up, feel the fight, it's the punches flying through the night. Power up, make it loud, mushroom mayhem through the crowd.
Well, there are very few PLEs that I look forward to more than Money in the Bank, and we've got it obviously rebranded
Making her way to the ring,
as Power Up this year. That'll be happening in March. Before we get there, though, we've got to get through Clash at Coruscant, and we're going to, of course, between then and now, we're going to be having those qualifying matchups as well to see who's going to be involved in those Money in the Bank matchups. I mean, I think maybe my top 3 favorites would have to probably be the Money in the Bank, Paramount, and probably Infinity War Games.
Yeah, that was definitely a entertaining one to watch from outside the cage. I'll say that much. Obviously, I'm going to know what it's like inside the cage next week. In fact, later on tonight, going to be having a little bit of talking to with Thanos going on.
Absolutely, we understand that we're going to be having yourself.
the outsider from Baghdad, Iraq, the Diamond Princess.
Making a habit tonight of interrupting our ring announcer, Mike Rome. I don't know what I'm doing here, but we're going to be obviously having a two-way telecast between yourself and Thanos prior to your Hell in a Cell matchup next week at Clash at Coruscant. And our FWE Commissioner Woody will be overseeing that. This is an interesting one here tonight because as of right now, the Disney Queens are, it's kind of the shoe is on the other foot. We ended up seeing them ice out a number of teams in the tag team division before they eventually lost the titles to Disney Strong Style. Well, they ended up having not one, but two title rematches. Last week it was Jasmine and Ariel who looked to gain the tag team titles back, and while the cover was in on Ariel, Jasmine did not get in to break up the pinfall, thus putting the Disney Queens currently out of contention in fighting again for the tag team belts. So trying to prove her worth here tonight against the powerhouse in Wonder Woman.
Yeah, this is obviously a massive deal. It means a lot, not only to Jasmine, but her faction mates and the Disney Queens as well. It might change the relationship between the faction mates ever so slightly if she's not able to pick up this win, but she can also change it in a better way if she's able to pick up the win tonight. That's a brutal drop, though.
Right into the ropes. Ricochets off the ropes onto the mat, and Wonder Woman nearly put Jasmine away right then and there. You kind of consider this as well, and I don't know exactly how much Jasmine listens to this, but she's almost in a way been considered the weak link of the Disney Queens because she's the only member of that faction that is yet to hold a title belt here in FWE. Belle and Rapunzel, obviously former tag team champions, Mulan, a former women's universal champion, and Ariel, a former holder of the hardcore title. So Jasmine's the only one that is yet to hold a belt here in FWE. Had a chance last week and came up short.
This is an onslaught so far by Wonder Woman to start this matchup. She's going way up top. Look out, Jasmine. Oh,
wow. The impact of that when you're inside the ring is bad enough, but then you add twice the gravity being out to the floor with that double axe handle right to the top of the head, and Jasmine has not been able to get out of the blocks here against the former women's universal champion, former two-time hardcore champion.
oh man.
That might turn the tide.
Turn the tide there, like you said, and referee, though, is at a 6 count. Jasmine doing a good job staying in control now ever since she was able to reverse that momentum, but you gotta eventually work your way back in between the ropes, but she does.
She keep that momentum going. It's going to be the question here. Oh, wow, that'll stop momentum awfully quick. Scoop power slam by Wonder Woman.
Using her own momentum against her.
Now a gut wrench. Power bomb by Wonder Woman. Back in control. Jasmine's got to find a way out. Got to find a way to turn the tide once again. Whoop, Wonder Woman was going for a back elbow. Missed. Jasmine, float up, DDT.
Jasmine trying to get the crowd on her side, and thankfully Wonder Woman didn't get up to her feet that quickly. Oh. Drop kick stunned her, and now
Clotheslines. Sweeps the leg. Wonder Woman down. Jasmine feeling some momentum here, trying to get the crowd behind her.
make sure that she's away from the ropes. Goes into the cover.
That take a little too much time, though, bringing her away from the ropes. Maybe a power out at 1.
There's a spinning airplane head scissors. Probably the second most overused move in FWE, but
we got a lot of high flyers here in FWE that love using it. Might be going maybe for another cover. Nope.
She's maintained control for a decent amount of time in this matchup. I mean, even if she doesn't win, I feel like she's, at the very least, if she puts up a good enough fight, she can earn the respect of her faction mates that way. That was an impressive modified scoop slam.
Yeah, deep arm drag. I mean, definitely on paper, Jasmine's at a disadvantage. The high flying offense to try and counter the power, but just one move by Wonder Woman can completely change the landscape of the matchup. So you definitely, to your point, have to admire the guts here of Jasmine to take on maybe the strongest woman on the FWE roster to try and prove herself, get back into the good graces of her faction mates. Is a little cat and mouse game there with Wonder Woman from the outside back to the inside of the ring.
See, I agree with you in the sense that Wonder Woman is one of the strongest members on the women's side of things, but I raise you Ursula.
True. And we're going to see her in action a little bit later on tonight. could potentially be the future #1 contender for the
Oh.
Women's Universal Championship. It's a nice float over there, puts the armbar in, and the power of Wonder Woman gets out of it.
Drop onto that top rope, and now
Scores the big splash. And there's the power on display by the Amazon. Just bench pressing Jasmine high above her head, and a big crash down to the mat. Oh, nice jump over there by Jasmine. Oh, but
Oh.
caught again into another scoop slam.
scoop slams have been devastating. Nothing that rolls outside the ring. A little smart there. Get some safety. Get a moment to catch your breath. Another Irish Whip. Look out here.
Oh boy. Running clothesline. Might have been a double-handed clothesline there by Wonder Woman. Oh, and now's got her up. They're gonna set her down with the running power slam. No cover yet by Wonder Woman, surprisingly. Normally that's a move that puts her opponents away, but continuing to wear Jasmine down.
Be wearing her down even more, and then maybe potentially thinking about the Amazon Slam. That's the move that I think would really put Jasmine away in this matchup. I mean, Jasmine has exerted herself
Oh,
quite
right
a
on
bit.
cue.
Here we go.
Got her up. And down with the Amazon Slam.
Pulls her away from the ropes too. Cover is in. That's all she wrote.
A good showing by Jasmine, but just could not overcome the power of Wonder Woman.
I mean, it was certainly a bold challenge by Jasmine to begin with, and I mean, I still believe she deserves some credit. She put up a heck of a fight in this matchup, and at the end of the day, Wonder Woman is just too strong.
Wonder Woman continuing to show her strength here in FWE. And up next, a representative of each of the teams we will see fight for the men's Disney Tag Team titles a week from tonight at Clash at Coruscant in action. Leonardo takes on Penguin of the Gotham Inmates.
Clash on Coruscant, sparks in the air, blades ignite, and no one's spared. The towers tremble, the ground will shake. In the heart of chaos, a legend we make.
Well, as the lights dim and an eerie sense fills the FWA Fantasy Dome, that can only mean one thing. The #1 contenders for the men's Disney Tag Team Championships, the Gotham Inmates, are on their way to the ring.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by the Jester, Jack, representing the Inmates. From the other side of darkness, weighing in at 240 pounds, Osborne Cobb.
Now, it's incredible to me that we've had these two as a tag team pretty much since the very early days of FWE, and yet this is about the closest they've gotten to holding tag team gold here in FWE. So far, they're pulling an over in holding the tag team titles. All good change 1 week from tonight.
It absolutely could. They're going to get one of the opponents in the matchup tonight. They're going to get both of them tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, next week. Sorry, I don't know what my calendar's looking like, but next week at the PLE, Clash on Coruscant.
Had an interesting road getting to that #1 contendership. We saw them team up with the Disciples of Darkness to defeat the Mario Brothers and the Rockers in a 4-on-4 elimination matchup. They then were able to defeat the Disciples of Darkness in a straight-up tag team matchup to be able to earn this #1 contendership. And here tonight, this matchup going to really be all about momentum. No title on the line, but these 4 individuals will be facing off with the titles hanging in the balance 1 week from tonight.
And his opponents are accompanied by representing the Orient Express from Shangri-La, weighing in at 234 pounds, one half of the men's Superstar Tag Team Champions,
Leonardo and Michelangelo of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, one of only 2 teams that can call themselves multi-time tag team champions here in FWE. We saw them regain the titles from the Mario Brothers. The only other team that's held these belts more than once, it was back during when Vicious and Delicious was a thing with Nick Gunther and RJ Bishop.
Again, it's just one-on-one action tonight, but everything going on is there's an Alabama slam to kick things off. With everything going on with this tag team title match coming up next week, I almost wonder if we're going to see any more feuding tonight between the participants in this matchup who are not legal.
It's a great point, and you kind of consider this as well. I mentioned that this is an opportunity to build momentum, whether you're the champions or the challengers going into next week. It's also an opportunity to weaken your opponent. I would have to assume that if Leonardo is able to wear down Penguin enough, or if Penguin's able to vice versa, expose something on Leonardo, that's going to make them a target for the respective team when they have the tag team matchup.
Look at the flight.
Oh, gosh!
God, it was reversed.
He caught him out of midair!
That was insane. I mean, you gotta
Penguin
have
was going, I
ninja-like
think, for a
reflexes,
flying
but-
shoulder block, but it was reversed into a scoop slam and big full Nelson power slam there by Penguin.
Clearly, it didn't phase Penguin. Still dishing out offense to Leonardo here. Again, to your point earlier, Seth, these two definitely, this is a prime opportunity for them to wear each other down before the title match at the PLE next week. And if I'm being honest, if I'm Joker or Donatello, I probably wouldn't even be out here right now. Yes, I understand you want to support your tag team partner, but you want to try and stay as fresh as you possibly can, knowing that if this matchup goes on for long enough, these two are not going to be at 100%. You want to stay as fresh as you possibly can, and being right next to the ring, being right in front of the action, just adds to the risk.
But here's the thing. I mean, I understand your point, but let's say the Joker comes out here with Penguin. You're then leaving Leonardo all by himself, so I think your hand's kind of forced if you're Donatello, and then vice versa. You want to at least be taking away the X factor on the other side of the ring to help your teammate out here, because I kind of feel like Penguin and Joker, they'd be two that wouldn't be afraid to cut corners, wouldn't even care if there was a disqualification in this matchup if they had an opportunity to be able to wear Leonardo down and maybe even injure him before next week.
I can agree with that. There's a cover. Kick out at one.
Very quick kick out there by Leonardo. You think back to the emergence of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here in the FWE roster, go all the way back to Infinity War Games when they were pretty much recruited by the FWE commissioner to attempt to take down the faction known as the Family. And now they find themselves having held the tag team titles not once but twice.
They immediately got themselves right back into the tag team title picture. They were part of that fatal four-way tornado tag team matchup that we saw at Mortal Kombat. They won that matchup to get themselves back into the title picture, won the titles, lost them to the Mario Brothers at, I think it was Fallout, and then immediately won them back a week later.
Leonardo gonna mount Penguin, trying to lay in some shots. Penguin trying to cover up. Again, an incredible card that we've got built for our upcoming PLE next Thursday night, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, Clash at Coruscant. We're gonna have all 4 members that are out here in the ring and outside of the ring. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles putting the men's Disney tag team titles on the line against the Gotham Inmates, Joker and Penguin. The women's Disney Tag Team titles. They will also be on the line. Disney Strong Style going to be defending it against the new #1 contenders, Anna and Elsa of Team Let It Go. We've yet to determine who the #1 contender is going to be for the Women's Universal Championship. We'll find that out tonight as Ursula takes on Elizabeth Swan. Poison Ivy waiting in the wings for her potential title defense. We also know that both the men's and the women's cruiserweight championships will be on the line. Carson Gunn will be defending against Levi McIntyre and Susan Storm against Katniss Everdeen. As Donatello proving a little bit of help there to Leonardo. Oh!
Distracting him. That could be the momentum shift that Leonardo needed. This matchup has been all Penguin so far.
Big high knee lift there by Leonardo. We also know that the Intercontinental Championship is going to be on the line. Robbie Gilvin, who coming into tonight has held that championship for now 113 days. He'll be putting that title on the line against Hades. And immediately following this, we're going to have the final words between my colleague Jack Mitchell and Thanos before those two go at it next week inside Hell in a Cell for our main event. And of course, as well, we're still trying to figure out what the end result's going to be here tonight, as we're still waiting for word on RJ Bishop, our Triwizard champion, was the recipient of a backstage attack earlier on tonight. He's scheduled to team up with the Rockers this evening against the Disciples of Darkness and Gaston. I just went Brooklyn right there, Disciples of Darkness. Oh! What a Pele kick!
That was insane.
Cover is in by Leonardo on Penguin, and Penguin able to kick out.
You can tell Penguin was caught off guard by that one. You can start to feel the momentum shift in that matchup, and I kind of feel like, you know, as dirty as it might seem, that little chatter that Donatello was having with Penguin while Leonardo was recovering, that might have been all it took for Leonardo to get back into this matchup.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, if you get like involved in that kind of a way, that's the fault of the person that's inside the ring for paying attention to you. You're not getting physically involved in the matchup.
He's just doing a little bit of yapping at ringside, but if you can stay focused, then that won't affect you.
Referee at a count of seven as Penguin hits the Dominator on the outside. Referee's at a count of 9.
Are we going to see a double countout?
Oh no, Penguin's back in. Oh, it's going to be a countout victory for Penguin.
Here is your winner, Osborne Cobb.
Well, I do feel as though the damage was already done ringside, and Penguin basically did all he needed to do, wearing down his opponent before the tag team title match at the PLE next week.
May not be a pinfall or a submission, but it is a statement victory nonetheless. It goes down as a W, and this may give the Gotham inmates some momentum going into their title matchup against the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles next week at Clash at Coruscant. Up next, it's the War of Words between Jack Mitchell and Thanos.
Power up, feel the fight, it's the punches flying through the night. Power up, make it loud, mushroom mayhem, throw the crowd. Power up, feel the fight, it's the punches flying through the night. Power up, make it loud, mushroom mayhem, throw the crowd.
Well, in 1 week's time, Jack Mitchell and Thanos will bring their storied rivalry to a head inside of Hell in a Cell. They get the opportunity here tonight one final time to issue words to each other. We're going to have Jack out here at ringside. Thanos is somewhere in the back, and we're going to turn things over to the FW Commissioner to oversee this War of Words.
Gentlemen, first of all, I want to thank you for agreeing to no contact until next Thursday's match, when you will face each other inside Hell in a Cell at FWE Clash at Coruscant. I will now give each one of you the chance to deliver your final words to each other. Thanos, you may go first.
You know, it's funny. In all that time that Jack has been running his mouth about me, not once has he uttered the phrase, thank you. Jack, I didn't force Hulk to cash in on you. When you lost the Triwizard Championship, I saved your career. I kept you relevant. If it wasn't for me, you'd just be another mouthpiece behind the desk sinking into obscurity. But because of my involvement into your life once again, I have given you purpose. You think that I'm still upset about the outcome of our Iron Man match, don't you? How shallow-minded can you be? The world is not about wins and losses. It's about the impact and the legacy that is left in those moments. Even in defeat, my involvement in that match left my name on the lips of every commentator, every fan in arenas across the globe. For month after month, my mission was complete. My goal met. I thought our story was over. I didn't plan for our paths to cross again. But you made it happen. Allow me to explain. For months I stood in the shadows watching a man rise to the top. Make history as the first double champion in FWE history. Seemingly unshakable. Or so I thought. As suddenly his focus shifts as he lets personal vendettas take priority and cloud his judgment. He lets his guard down inside of Elimination Chamber and one title belt is lost. He is then consumed by rage and in such state unnecessarily hangs his second title in the balance. Week after week, night after night, the belts he has worked so hard for become an afterthought. And before he knows it, his belts are gone. His career is spiraling out of control, and it becomes clear that I need to once again rid him of all doubt and set his focus straight. But do I receive any gratitude? No. That's all right. I'll leave that up to your own conscience. On one final note, I'd like to let you know, Jack, that in everything we've been through, every fight, every brawl, every punch thrown, it was never personal. But next Thursday, when we meet, and we are trapped inside of the Hell in a Cell structure, what I'm going to do to you, I will not be responsible for. And I'm going to enjoy it. Very, very much.
All right then, Jack, the floor is now yours.
Okay, big guy. I'm not sure what otherworldly galaxy you've been to over the last week or so, but clearly it's screwing up your memory, so allow me to help you refresh it. The week after Saturday night at Springfield, after your own judgment had already been clouded enough by your hatred for me, after you had cost me the Tri-Wizard Championship, that's when I put you on the ground and into the medical room. And then I stepped into the middle of the ring, and I said the words, "I guess I should be thanking you." You know, it's funny because you're right. You have given me purpose. You helped me realize that I needed to change my ways, to embrace the target that is now literally on my back, in order to become better than who I was in the past. Dylan Young and Hulk were guys that had already started pushing me in that direction, but it was you who got me over that line. It was your relentless pursuit of filling your own agenda. It was attack after attack. Hell, 2 weeks ago, you walked out into the arena after I had just gotten done with Maui, and there's not a damn thing you can say to prove to me that you weren't out there to punish me even further. And I think that after all this time, I finally figured you out. You, Thanos, are scared of me. You keep going after me, time and time again, not to assert your own dominance, but because you understand how much of a threat you've turned me into. And now, you're trying to extinguish that fire before it burns you. You even went as far as to get Gunther involved. What, did you somehow need even more protection from me? Right now, you're correct. Those championship belts that I worked so hard to earn are an afterthought. And I would give everything to be in the ring every single week, fighting to be back on top of the food chain here in FWE once again. But you've made it abundantly clear that for me to get back to fighting for a championship, first, I have to eliminate you. So, Thanos, I'll give you what you think you want. Thank you. Thank you for helping me change who I am. You've taken a former champion and turned him into a warrior. And next week, your creation becomes your downfall. And I can promise you that will be inevitable. I'll see you in hell.
And with that, gentlemen, I just want to say good luck to you both. May the best man win next week.
Clash on Coruscant, sparks in the air, blades ignite, and no one's spared. The towers tremble
Jamaica, Elizabeth Turner. Making her way
As
to
we
the
get
ring,
ready here to determine the new #1 contender for the Women's Universal Championship, we have the former champion Elizabeth Swann, who held that title for a record 162 days before losing it at Paramount. And I don't even know how to feel. You could cut the tension with a knife. I wasn't even anywhere near the two of you as you had that war of words, yourself and Thanos, but you could just feel the animosity, and I am almost scared for the both of you as to what you might do to each other when you guys are trapped inside Hell in a Cell next week.
Let me just put it this way. I don't want to go inside Hell in a Cell, but it's become pretty obvious that that needed to happen. This is the only way this thing can end. And, you know, win or lose, punishment needs to be dealt out.
But we saw Elizabeth Swann be able to defeat 3 other former women's champions to be able to be in this #1 contendership match as she went up against Mulan, Wonder Woman, and Cruella de Vil. But now gonna take on, as you said earlier on tonight, maybe the strongest woman on the FWE roster.
overseas,
I'll get it out of the way now. Elizabeth Swann now has to be the poor, unfortunate soul in the ring here with Ursula.
And we go back to that qualifying matchup that Ursula has. It was nothing short of dominant. She eliminated all 3 women, one by one. It was an incredible performance by Ursula, who up until this point we've only ever seen try to get into the women's hardcore title picture. Came up short in a #1 contendership against, ironically, Ariel. But now, can you imagine if Ursula goes into Clash at Coruscant with a chance of becoming the Women's Universal Championship? And if she wins it, who the heck's going to be able to take the title from her?
I have absolutely no idea. I mean, I would say you might need an eliminator match just to make sure she gets out of the way, but at the same time, she's already very good in those eliminator matches. We saw her go 3 for 3, so Elizabeth Swann better bring her best tonight.
You gotta wonder if you're the Women's Universal Champion. Poison Ivy
Oh,
is, wow,
boy.
there is right out of the gate the power displayed by Ursula. If you're Poison Ivy, are you rooting for Elizabeth Swann here right now? Because she and Elizabeth Swann actually do have some history. They've gone one-on-one against each other. Remember, Poison Ivy was the first woman to ever kick out of the Pirate's Plunge. It was a losing effort, however. Poison Ivy has never felt the wrath that is Ursula.
I mean, I feel like, you know, in most cases there may or may not be some rooting interest, but at the end of the day, you just kind of have to prepare for whoever and study the playbooks as much as you can in this matchup, because you don't get a choice if you're Poison Ivy.
This is also the first time we've ever seen Elizabeth Swann and Ursula square off against each other. So you got to wonder if the veteran experience, as we've documented, longest reigning Women's Universal Champion, former hardcore champion Elizabeth Swann, will she be able to rely on that veteran experience to find some way to overcome the powerhouse that is Ursula? So far, doing a good job keeping her off her feet, in for the cover here in the early going, and not even going to find a 1 count.
I mean, if anything, I feel like the experience and the long time that she's spent as champion is going to only help Elizabeth Swann. And of course, I talk about it every single time we have a size disparity in the ring. You can outmaneuver, outthink, out-wrestle your opponent. There is nothing stopping you in this matchup, especially when you're in a situation like she just was, where Ursula was flat on the ground. Obviously not anymore, but when she was flat on the ground, she was dealing out as much punishment as she could have. But now she's in trouble.
Oh! Lower back into the turnbuckle, and now going to
More.
run into the other corner. And it's interesting, too, because you and I kind of had that back and forth there about between who was the strongest woman on the roster here between Ursula and Wonder Woman. Remember, Elizabeth Swann ended up cashing in her Money in the Bank briefcase on Wonder Woman. Now, granted, Wonder Woman had just been in a matchup with Cruella de Vil. This is a fresh Ursula, but maybe the experience of going up against a powerhouse in Wonder Woman maybe prepared Elizabeth Swann for tonight's matchup. But right now, the former champ's in trouble.
She's going to go for this move again. No, she's just going to drop Swan right onto the ring canvas. Now going up top. This is bad.
Whoa! Oh, I thought maybe Elizabeth Swan was going to go for a reversal, but the elbow connects, and maybe a costly mistake there by Ursula, as that right boot was underneath the bottom rope.
I'm going to be honest. I feel like if there was no rope break called, I mean, not to underestimate Elizabeth Swan, but the power of Ursula, that probably could have done it.
Mentioned about that move it looked like she was going for there. We ended up seeing her put away all 3 of her opponents in that Fatal 4-Way Eliminator qualifying matchup. The Rikishi driver, you gotta think, might be looking for something like that, or maybe, whoa, was going for the power bomb. Nice reversal, and now a rope break there as Ursula, I believe that her right arm was underneath the bottom rope.
I think they were just a little bit too close to the ropes there, but I'm going to say, Ursula, the way she's moving around in this matchup, she should not be able to do that.
And now smart here by Elizabeth Swan, trying to knot up that hamstring, take away the power, take away the vertical base. Springboard moonsault off the second rope, cover in, and Ursula with a powerful kick out at 2.
How powerful that was almost makes you wonder if she was intentionally waiting for the 2 count. Maybe a little bit of false hope creep into the mind of Elizabeth Swan there.
Ursula now has Elizabeth hoisted up, backbreaker right across the knee.
She going up top again?
Yes, she is. Oh my gosh, we've seen this before. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what that is, and I don't know how she's able to hit it.
That might be it. Oh, she's not done dishing out the punishment.
Could be maybe setting up for that Rikishi driver. She put away 3 women with this before. Could Elizabeth Swan be the 4th? Looking to be the #1 contender, but wait, maybe taking too much time here, bringing Elizabeth away from the ropes. Cover in nonetheless. Is Elizabeth going to have enough time to kick out, or is this going to be it? Ursula is going to Clash at Coruscant.
There's an IV.
Here's your winner,
You've got your work cut out for you. That's all I'll say.
I mean, that move so devastating that even the, 5 valuable seconds right there that Ursula spent trying to drag Elizabeth Swan away from the ropes was not enough time to recover. Up next, 6-man tag team action in our main event.
Please don't laugh. I use it on me. Power up, power up. Feel the fight, it's a punches flying through the night. Power up, power up, power up. Make it loud, mushroom mayhem through the crowd. Power up, power up, power up. Feel the fight, it's a punches flying through the night. Power up, power up, power up. Make it loud, mushroom mayhem through the crowd.
Do you hear?
The following contest is scheduled for 1 fight, making his way to the ring at a combined weight of 433 pounds. The Disciple of Darkness.
Well, it was a little over a month ago that the infestation known as the Disciples of Darkness descended upon the FWE roster. Hades was in that feud with Aladdin. The Shadow Lord made his appearance. This has been an unholy alliance that has reaped benefits for the both of them. Hades now the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship, and Shadow Lord obviously very pleased with his handiwork as he completely demolished the Triwizard champion RJ Bishop earlier on tonight.
And I mean, we still have not heard anything on RJ Bishop's condition. As far as we know, he's still in the back, and we're going to find out tonight, right before this matchup. We're going to get our answer as to whether or not he's going to be good to go.
And from Paris, France, weighing in at 240 pounds, the X.
Gaston, former United States champion, gonna team with the Disciples of Darkness here tonight. You have to wonder what the future holds for Gaston. I mean, obviously, as we know, he cannot fight for the United States Championship. That's still being held by Matt McIntyre, and those two had a matchup even prior to the title defense that took Gaston out of the equation of invoking a rematch for said title. So, I don't know if maybe kind of hooking his star to the wagon of the Disciples of Darkness here tonight to build some momentum towards some other type of title here in FWE, but maybe one of the few men on this roster that would have felt willing to team up with this duo, I guess.
I would say so. And I mean, think about it too. Matt McIntyre right now, according to our notes, he's the longest reigning champion of any kind in FWE right now. 190 days.
Crazy.
With the United States title.
At a combined weight of 380 pounds, The Rocker.
So, to my point, Gaston has basically been hoping for someone else to try to take that title off of Matt so that somebody else can, or so that he can have a challenge against somebody else for that U.S. title, but it just hasn't happened yet.
It was Cole Eastwood who picked up a pinfall victory over the Shadow Lord, and that kind of led to what's
Excuse me, if I
occurred
could
here.
just have everyone's
Oh,
attention
hold
for
on.
a second, I
Hold
have
on.
an announcement. Due to the attack that our Tri-Wizard champion R.J. Bishop suffered earlier today, he has been transported to a local hospital for further evaluation and obviously as consequence. He will not be participating in the main event match tonight. However, this will still be a fair fight as I have the exciting privilege of introducing the newest signee to the FWE roster. Rockers, your new tag team partner for tonight, is...
Hang on a second.
Why does this sound vaguely familiar?
It does.
From Louisville, the
Oh,
Wow!
mailman, Dylan
Well, you and I know this guy very, very well. We've joined him on commentary. We've seen what he's been able to do over on the YEW roster. Dylan Pote has made his way over to FWE.
and what a matchup for him to introduce himself into. Gonna step in here and substitute for R.J. Bishop, and I mean, this is a heck of a way to make your debut here in FWE.
Obviously, we send our well wishes to RJ Bishop as we'll wait for further word on him as we heard being transported to a hospital. But here we go. The fight, the brawl is on. It's 3-on-3 tornado tag style rules.
I feel like that was the one thing that we neglected to talk about before this matchup. Tornado tag team rules, so it's going to be absolute chaos. No countouts, no DQ, anything can happen. See, submission was already locked in there from Hades.
Had a chin lock there and his knee in the lower back of Anthony McCurry. Dylan Pote already down. I think that Shadow Lord might have taken him down. And now working on Cole Eastwood. I mean, I think for Shadow Lord, his sights are set on two people. Obviously, RJ Bishop was one of them. I think Cole Eastwood might be the other. I mentioned about the fact that here's a cover by Hades. I mentioned about the fact that Cole Eastwood holds a pinfall victory over the Shadow Lord. We saw the Shadow Lord come down and try to attack Cole Eastwood the following episode of FWE Extra. Did he just suplex Cole onto his partner?
He did. That's exactly what happened.
A little 2-for-1 there. But then we saw RJ Bishop, he got involved. He did not allow the attack to go through, and I think that's what kind of put the target on his back for the Shadow Lord to attack him earlier on tonight.
Plenty of vicious attacks from the Shadow Lord lately, and well, Dylan, welcome to FWE.
Yeah, what a matchup to make your debut when you've got Gaston, Hades, and the Shadow Lord standing across the ring from you.
Oh boy, Gaston has him hoisted up.
Oh, big cutter there, almost an RKO by Cole Eastwood, takes down the Shadow Lord, DDT by Hades.
Oh boy,
It's hard to figure out what to call here.
there's a lot going on in the ring. Look at that.
Electric chair by Gaston takes down Cole Eastwood. Now all of a sudden, Gaston and the Disciples of Darkness look like they've got the upper hand. McCrory is down, Dylan currently down, and
Oh.
a double team on Eastwood.
I mean, Eastwood and McCrory definitely cannot be feeling good after they were basically suplexed on top of one another. Shadow Lord looking to try to lock in a submission. I think he's just going to be...
Stomp to the back of the head there of Anthony McCrory, but here's the cover.
Oh!
Nobody there to save Anthony, and Anthony's going to get the shoulder up. Fall away slam by Gaston to Cole Eastwood, followed by a splash by Hades.
Well, Hades accidentally broke up an attack from one of his own teammates onto Cole. Only able to break out of it anyway, but...
Yeah, you saw Dylan was trying to get in there to break that up, but the Shadow Lord cut him off at the pass. Now he's going to go in for the cover.
This will get broken up.
Anthony just barely got that broken up here, but now Gaston there with an answer. It seems like whenever Cole, Anthony, or Dylan hit some kind of offense, as cover in, kick out by
Kicked out.
Anthony. Oh, might be looking for that Bulldog. Cole Eastwood hits the Bulldog. Can you imagine if Cole Eastwood got another pinfall victory over the Shadow Lord?
Oh! I think he might have broken up that attack there from Hades.
Covered by
Covers in from
Gaston.
Gaston.
On Eastwood. Kick out by Eastwood at 1.
Oh!
Oh, nice reversal. I think maybe a thumb to the eye there by Dylan. Hey, by hook or by crook, there's no DQs.
Whatever it takes. I mean, I don't think there are any countouts, but the way they're wrestling, all the action is kind of staying contained within the ring. I mean, you would think that there are no.
You are correct.
Or
No
that there are
countouts, no disqualifications, no rope breaks. Anthony tried to get a cover there in Gaston. Shadow Lord stops him, and now Anthony deposited to the outside. Meanwhile, right in front of us, Dylan Poteet's getting taken to town here by the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship.
Not the way Poteet wanted to make his debut here in FWE. I can almost guarantee you that, but a nice flatliner on the Hades.
Oh, reverse
Alabama
Alabama slam by Gaston on Cole Eastwood. Cover is in. Poteet going to get in time to break it up.
Good ring awareness from the rookie.
Now Anthony back to his feet. Oh, cover here, a brainbuster suplex, I believe, by the Shadow Lord.
Oh my! There's a sea of humanity right now in that corner of the ring. I don't know if that was kicked out of or broken up or somebody else got in the way.
Now the Rockers with a double team on Gaston. Eastwood now with Hades. Hades gonna hit the backbreaker. I thought he might be going for a side slam. Oh gosh! Poteet with the uppercut nearly sent Shadow Lord into the rafters. And how did Gaston break through to get that pinfall broken up?
He had both of his tag team partners covering for him, and Gaston just didn't care. But I mean, we've seen people use that kind of uppercut before. And I guess now that Dylan Poteet is capable of them too, as there's a cover on the Gaston.
Enziguri by Poteet and a kick out at 2.
Oh! Now we're looking for some kind of sliding punch to the head area or something.
Uh-oh. Shadow Lord might be going for a choke slam here. Meanwhile, running power slam. Double cover here by Shadow Lord and Hades, I'm pretty sure. Kick out by Poteet. Backbreaker by Eastwood, but he's... Oh!
Oh gosh!
Hades just drop kicked the referee.
I'm not necessarily sure why Shadow Lord went to break up that pin because it wasn't even being counted. Disciples of Darkness and Gaston standing tall right now, but this matchup is not over yet. I have to feel like referee Ernest Wright might not be too pleased at the fact that he just got drop kicked. Look out!
Choke slam by Hades. Cover is in. Shadow Lord's got McCrory in trouble. Eastwood is dazed in the corner. And Hades will pick up the victory for his team. I don't think that's quite the debut Dylan Poteet was looking for, but for Hades, that is tremendous momentum going into Clash of Coruscant.
Kind of momentum. This team, the Disciples of Darkness, they feel kind of unstoppable right now.
Who will be able to stop this duo? As we thank you all for tuning into our coverage tonight of the Go Home Show. We'll see you next Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Clash at Coruscant. multiple titles on the line. We'll hopefully have an update on our Tri-Wizard champion as we say goodnight from the Fantasy Dome.